So, oh, there it is. I was about to say this car's been taking a long time to say that it's checking for updates. So that meant that it's probably downloading 2020.48.35.5. And there it is. So, coming up, we'll look into that as probably a deep dive because a lot of people got it and they all said it had nothing in it for them. So, some people did get it pushed over cellular, so we know that there's some pretty bad bug fixes for them to push over cellular because, Tesla likes to save themselves some money when they can. So, we'll catch you on the flip side. As we can see, the release notes haven't changed. This video has been delayed due to weather, so let's get on with it. We're going to look at the Smart Summon, as in Smart Summon come to me, Smart Summon to target. We're going to look at the flashing yellow lights. I want to thank our channel members. You can join down below if you're interested, as well as our patrons, Jason B. and Fred B. And with that, let's just jump into the tests. We'll catch you on the flip side. So the interface size has returned, thankfully. The layout is still the same, but the everything's bigger, easier to see. Almost looks like a kid's toy. The numbers are so big compared to what they used to be. Takeoffs from a stop behind somebody else are adequate, but they are leisurely. After this light, we're going to test out the flashing yellow lights. All right, let's set this. It sees the flashing lights. And does it do anything? All right, green light because the other guy goes on through. Good job, Tesla. Let's try it back the other way. We're just gonna pop a U-turn up here, see what happens. Didn't hit the manhole cover that time. What do you mean no? Just do it. There we go. Alright. Acknowledge, acknowledge, acknowledge. Come on, Tesla. This is a regression? Seriously. Anyway. Let's go on and see how Autopilot does. Stoplight control beta seems to be doing as expected, except for what it did with the flashing light there. We're going to try a compound freeway on-ramp next. Very leisurely acceleration. Part of that is because the person we're following is also leisurely accelerating, but it did the same even when the other person took off and left at a reasonable clip. Alright, let's see if anybody left us in. I'm going to have to probably manually get us onto the off-ramp or on-ramp. Come on, Trevor. You can do it. Don't worry about him. He's coming on. Yeah, there you go. Alright. Gonna get the wrong speed limit, most likely. Yep. Let's see if it comes up. I showed the map version, but I didn't read it to you. Let's see what we're looking at. The map version appears unchanged, 2020.48. Alright, so it's still doing 40, which is not correct. 35, interesting. Not that any of that is bad for this curve, it's just that by the time we get off the curve, you need to be going freeway speeds. And it's not, so I helped it by holding the speed reset. On Model 3 and Model Y, you would do that by tapping the speed limit and it would go up. On Model S and Model X, you just hold in the Autopilot stock and it'll do that. So that part's fine. Let's see how it does at the merge, and then if it thinks that slight little jump to the left is a massive curve to the left, or if it handles it smoothly. It did okay. Alright, let's help it out. It would figure it out eventually, but easier just to help it out. Alright, we're going to take a look at that turn that it says that, or that turn that's not advertised that it's capable of doing in a moment. Navigating on Autopilot is currently very tolerant of slower drivers. We're talking 2, 3, 4 miles an hour slower than the set speed. We'll see how that continues throughout this traffic jam, but I mean, there was room and I told it to go over and it did. So we'll see. Well, the car signaled, and this person decided to creep up on us, and they beeped, and the car did the double back thing. That's on them for being a bad driver. I mean, it had cleared them, and they sped up after the signal went on. Anyway, 1.3 miles to the indicator, so not bad, not 3-4 miles like it sometimes does. And we're approaching the curve, and let's see how it does.
Why did he beep if he wasn't changing?
He wasn't changing lanes. He sped up when our car turned the signal on so that we could pass him. And our car didn't care, so it started to move over. But he was in the way, so it went back. And then he beeped after it did this. I don't care about him. He's the bad driver. All right, here we go. Signal, good. Slow down anytime soon. All right, good. All right, another signal, that's good. See how smooth this is or not. All right, oh. All right, a little tap on the accelerator to let it know not to stop at the end of this. And that was super smooth, guys. Let's go ahead and change lanes now. Oh, yellow light. Oh, the beeper's back. We're going to blast off when the light turns green. Unlock the seat belts. Luna doesn't like those. Alright, it probably can't make this next turn even if I signal, so probably have to take full manual control. Yep. Alright. Light's gonna be yellow by the time we get there. Center lane. Alright, it picked the center lane. It's a minor detail, but the 3D model for the traffic lights appears to have a little more detail on it. So other stuff probably also has been tweaked. The only major change I can see so far with the Navigate on Autopilot logic is it's a lot more willing to jump in front of a truck. I don't know about at speed, but that is... but during a traffic jam, it is much more willing to jump in front of a truck. Sorry, it wants to change lanes and I'm checking it. Anyway, that was fine. One truck, he saw us and it didn't matter. Another truck, I don't know that he could see us, so I took over, and then it would have been a collision. I don't know if it would have stopped before, but from when I took over to when the truck showed up where the car was trying to merge, there was truck. So that's the only thing I'm noticing so far, and that behavior seems to only be during stop and go. So if there's a truck nearby and it wants to change lanes, give it a little extra double check before you let it go. Another Navigate on Autopilot change I'm noticing is that it is less likely to make a change in a fork without signaling first. It'll give us anywhere from 2 to numerous blinks at each fork in the road that it needs to pick a side. It's polite, maybe not entirely necessary, but it works. I'll catch you on the flip side. Okay, so we're back behind the Woodbridge superchargers, and we're going to try a smart summon to target. So let's do summon. Put the car in park. Smart summon. All right, that's accurate. We're in the outside the island, so let's go here next to the island and go. Good enough. Next, we're going to do a smart summon come to me, where I'll call the car over to the supercharger. All right, let's call the car over to the supercharger. Watch for crazies. Oh, lights came on. That's nice. Well, I tried, but then somebody speed racing up the tail of the car. All right. You got me. There we go. Smart Summon come to me and Smart Summon to target both work well enough. The only regressions I saw were that second time that we tried the flashing yellow lights and the times that it tried to merge right in front of a truck. Now I don't know if the second truck sped up and that's why he was where the car was trying to be, or if it just literally didn't give him enough room, but I would like to see them go back to giving trucks more room in stop and slow. It didn't seem to have any troubles with the higher speeds. It was just during the bumper to bumper that it wanted to just jump in any space where it fit, which I do have it set to Mad Max, and that was aggressive, and the first one was safe enough because the trucker did see us. Just another half car length I think would be comfortable. Over here are 2 videos that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Over here is a subscription bubble, and we'll catch you on the flip side.